Alright folks, gather around. Tonight we're diving into the thrilling world of the Consumer Price Index, or CPI. Don't worry, I promise it's more exciting than it sounds. Think of the CPI as the economy's mood ring. It tells us if prices are going up, which is inflation, or down, which is deflation. Basically, it's a big deal. So, how does it work? Imagine a giant shopping basket filled with everything the average American buys, from gas and groceries to haircuts and healthcare. The CPI tracks the prices of all these goods and services over time. If the price of the basket goes up, it means inflation is rearing its ugly head. Why should you care? Well, the CPI affects your wallet directly. It influences everything from your salary and rent to the interest rates on your loans. It's like that friend who always tags along but ends up dictating where you eat, what you wear, and how much you spend. Now let's talk about inflation, the CPI's arch nemesis. Or is it its best friend? It's complicated. Inflation is like that friend who convinces you to get another round of drinks. It seems fun at first, but then you wake up with a headache and an empty wallet. When the CPI goes up, it means inflation is on the rise, your dollar doesn't stretch as far, and you might have to cut back on those avocado toasts. But here's the catch. A little bit of inflation is normal and even healthy for the economy. It encourages spending and investment. The problem is when inflation gets out of control, like a pack of wild hamsters on a sugar rush. That's where the Federal Reserve, or the Fed, comes in. They use the CPI to make decisions about interest rates. Think of the Fed as the economy's designated driver. When inflation gets too high, they raise interest rates to cool things down. And when the economy needs a boost, they lower rates to encourage spending. So, what exactly is in this magical CPI basket? Well, it's not just avocado toast and fancy lattes, although those might be in there somewhere. The CPI basket is divided into 8 major categories: food and beverages, housing, apparel, transportation, medical care, recreation, education and communication, and other goods and services. Each category is weighted based on how much the average American spends on it. For example, housing makes up the largest chunk of the CPI basket, followed by transportation and food. So, if rent prices skyrocket, it's going to have a bigger impact on the CPI than, say, a sudden surge in the price of gummy bears. The Bureau of Labor Statistics, or BLS, is responsible for collecting all this data and calculating the CPI each month. They send out an army of price collectors to stores across the country to track the prices of everything from bread and milk to cars and computers. It's a tough job, but someone's got to do it. The CPI isn't just some abstract economic indicator, it has real-world implications for all of us. For starters, it affects how much money you earn. Many employers use the CPI to adjust wages and salaries to keep up with inflation. So, if the CPI goes up, you might get a raise. Yay! The CPI also plays a crucial role in government programs like Social Security. Social Security benefits are indexed to inflation, meaning they increase each year based on the CPI. This ensures that seniors and other beneficiaries don't lose purchasing power as prices rise. But perhaps the most significant impact of the CPI is on monetary policy. The Fed closely monitors the CPI to gauge inflation and make decisions about interest rates. These decisions can have a ripple effect throughout the economy, influencing everything from borrowing costs for businesses to mortgage rates for home buyers.